great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 747 of the Immigration Answers Show. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. How's everybody doing? We're now 4 days into the terrible Trump administration. How are you feeling? What's going on? What's going on in your mind? We've been hearing more and more stories of ICE picking people up. Trump says and signs an executive order greatly expanding expedited removal. And I think we're going to start feeling it here pretty soon. This is January 23rd, 2025, episode number 747. Starting a little bit early so I can end a little bit early. It's been a long week. I'm happy to be here with you. This will be the last show of the week. Maybe I'll do a pop-up show over the weekend, but no show tomorrow, and probably not all weekend. I'm going to rest. All right, so remember, I can't pull you up if you're on camera. I'm not going to pull up anybody with their last name. I will try to change that in the settings. If you could change it for me, that would make my life easier. I will go ahead and get started. I want to say hi to all my friends. I see Kwaku is here, Christopher, KB, 123456. Adisumbo is here. Paige says good evening. Laura is listening on her way home. Hello, Nurse Laura. Saring is here. Kabdi Rasak, Nene. Our friend Michael's in North Carolina. We got Tanya. Arlene, Lindy, hello, dear Lindy. Good evening, Blessed. Hello from London, Julian. Mara Grazia is watching. Thank you for watching. Jeff is watching in cold Minnesota. We got Hayhiel saying good evening. Tanya, Power. We got Texas in the house. Hello, Channel Fantasy 2. Christopher's here. Greensboro, North Dakota, or North Carolina. That's someplace I've never been. Big ups from Young Gal Can Cook. Big ups to all the yardies. Hanging in there, Jim. Ibrahim is here. Rachel points out that sanctuary cities are not sanctuary anymore. ICE picked up some people from Boston today. Tanya wants to know about K3s. Waste of time, Tanya. Waste of time. Don't file it. It's just a waste of time. We got Go Low, Boom, Menchem, Anne-Marie. Hello, everybody. We got Louisiana in the house. We got Willow XS here. We got Kentucky, Maryland, DC Metro, Alabama, New York. Is it possible for another travel ban? Yeah, it'll be here in about 6 to 8 weeks, maybe shorter. We got Nigeria in the house, San Diego. Hey, I'm coming to San Diego. Valentine's Day weekend. Maybe we should do a meetup. Is Robert's in San Diego, right? Maybe we could do a meetup in San Diego. I'll just be chilling. Maybe we could do a show from a meetup. That would be fun, like on Saturday. That would be fun. Let's think about that. I'll have to check in with Robert. Peter, I will come to you first if you turn off your camera. All right. We got Tammy's here. All right. And the waiting room is already full. I will post it again, and then I will pull up my new friend, Peter. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good. Just very worried with everything going on.
For sure.
Yeah, so our son has his adjustment of status in process. It started last, I believe, like in September or October when we filed. He had his biometrics on November, and they asked for some more documents. They originally said they didn't need the affidavit of support, which we sent in, and it's in process now. But now he's in public school in second grade, and just we're worried, in case if like the ICE goes to the school or something, like we don't really have anything, or he doesn't have anything on him to show any status. Would be better.
I would never put anything past them. What state are you in?
In Kentucky, in northern Kentucky.
And what, he came on a visit visa and now he's adjusting?
Yes, yep.
So I would make sure that the school has proof that that's in process. Did you file? I know he's not going to work, but did you file for work authorization in a 765 form?
No, just a 485.
And you have the receipt notice?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I would copy his passport and give that to the school, but I don't think you need to worry about that. I don't think he's high on their list of who they're looking for.
Okay. Yeah, I was just worried because like we heard recently in the news of somebody who's actually like a U.S. Military veteran that got actually taken by ICE, and they were questioning his military ID too. So
yeah, they're crazy. No, I think you're okay, Peter.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. All right. Isn't it crazy that people are having to worry about their children being at school? Enoch is here. Hello, Enoch.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Sure.
So, Enoch came into the United States on an F1 in 2017. He was in school for about 2 semesters before he's got out of school. So fast forward to 2021, he met his then girlfriend, now wife, dated about 8 months before they got married in the following year, 2022. They lived together for a whole year. It was a hell of a marriage. In-laws were, barging into the marriage, having comments here and there. Enoch's wife herself, she had too much to say. She wasn't willing, basically, to file a petition.
She wasn't what?
She wasn't willing to file a petition for him.
Okay.
For whatever reasons, always, complaints here and there generally. So in December, there was a fight that happened. Enoch's wife brought people to the house to, fight him. There was a bust out on the day, and Enoch had to call the police. The police came, and it turns out she moved out that day. And Enoch himself left the apartment, so they went separate ways. So fast forward to today, Enoch's marriage is now 3 years. He's been separated from his wife for 2 years now, but of course after the 1 year which they live together. So Enoch wants to know, is it okay to file VAWA? Looking at the situation being that Enoch has never filed anything to the USCIS prior to this day. Is it okay for him to file VAWA? What are his chances?
Where's Enoch from?
Nigeria.
Have you watched this show before? I
just started watching about 2 months ago.
So have you ever heard me talk about this topic? Because we talk about it all the time on here, right?
Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't.
So, question number one, why did Enoch stop going to school?
Sponsorship ceased.
How?
Financially.
How? Who was the sponsor?
My dad, he sponsored my master's program, but after the second semester, he started having health issues. So he had to retire and he couldn't continue. So that was how my Enoch's academics stopped at the time. Okay.
I have a video on this. If you look up Nigeria on my YouTube channel, like the fact pattern that you gave me is a fact pattern we talk about on the show probably 3 times a week. I get a call about this 3 times a week this is the fact pattern. Man from Nigeria comes to the United States. He's on a non-immigrant visa. He may have been married before in Nigeria. He may not have.
I haven't been married. Enoch hasn't been married before at all.
He doesn't leave on time or maintain his non-immigrant status. Years go by. He marries a U.S. citizen. The marriage is almost always rocky. And then the Nigerian man files a claim for VAWA. And in my view, those claims are very, very hard to win and not believed very much by USCIS. The fact that you were in a short marriage with someone, I mean, on paper it's 3 years, but it's not a long marriage.
Yes.
I think the chances of Enoch getting VAWA and a green card are about 5%.
Okay. But is it normally okay to file VAWA even though you've never filed anything prior?
In theory, yeah, but I mean, it's as weak as can be.
Oh, okay.
Enoch's been out of status for 8 years, and he couldn't even get the spouse to file for him. So that makes them think that what they're going to do is they're going to go talk to that spouse, and they're going to try to establish that the marriage was for immigration purposes only, that there was no real love there, and they're not going to give this guy a green card.
I mean, the marriage was done in good faith. We dated about 9 months before we got married at all.
Yeah.
We always lived together after we got married.
But I mean, I talk to couples every day on the show or at the office. Okay. It is extremely unusual for a U.S. citizen to not file for their spouse if the spouse wants them to, and if they're out of status. That's just bizarre. So I would say if Joe Biden had been reelected or Kamala was reelected, Enoch would have like a 10 or 15% chance. But with DJT in the House, you're talking less than 5%.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy. All right. That is indeed, as Rich notes, the playbook. We talk about it on the show many times. Enoch can go back and listen to all the episodes he wants of the Immigration Answer Show. Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you guys. Let me see. The YouTube channel is 12 years old today. And I had some statistics that I shared. Let me share them with you. So we have posted over 1,400 videos, and we've had 863 live streams altogether. I think there were some before I started counting the show. We have 19,247,045 views of my YouTube videos. We have 1.7 million hours of video consumed. And as you know, we're very close to 100,000 subscribers. So thank you to all of you for watching and for sharing the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited. We're getting really close to 100,000. We're seeing a bit of an uptick in subscribers because of Donald Trump. So I would predict that probably by the end of February, we'll be pretty close to 100,000. And then I think I get a little plaque. So that Nora's very excited about the little plaque. Gentle Soul, hello.
Hello, Jim. Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
Very well. So I have two questions asking for a few colleagues. So the first one has to do with this friend of mine. Let's say he's called Joe. And then, I mean, he's been dating this lady for about 6 months now.
Okay.
They got married. Everything is going on well. But currently, like, the lady is not working. The lady is not willing to work. However, they've been able to put in they filed their document, everything through a lawyer, however. And then the only issue now is the lady is not working. And then that is, the gentleman is not happy with it. So it looks like the gentleman is the one doing everything in the house.
Wait, so are you asking me for immigration advice or marriage advice?
Both. So if the lady is not working, like, how are they going to file joint taxes together, going forward?
So let's talk about Joe. When did Joe come to the United States? Joe's in the United States?
Yes, please.
When did Joe come to the United States?
I think he's been here for about 3 years now.
On what kind of a visa?
They came with tourist.
So Joe's out of status?
Yes, please.
Okay, and has Joe or the U.S. citizen, we'll call her Mary, okay?
All right.
Have Joe or Mary, either of them, ever been married before?
Yeah, Joe was married before, yes.
Back home?
Yes, please.
Did Joe get divorced back home or in the United States?
I think back home.
And what country is that?
Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay. And do we have any concerns that the divorce decree is not valid?
That I will not be able to tell.
Okay. All right. So, and did you say Joe and Mary that there is a case on file, or they're worried about being able to get it on
The
file?
little information I know is the case is already on file, but when they were filing, they got a sponsor because when they were filing, the lady was still the lady hasn't worked for a while, so they still had their sponsor to get them going on the file. But
right. So hopefully their lawyer or whoever helped them file it still file. I mean, has she filed tax returns for the last 3 years?
no, so they got a sponsor with that because the lady wasn't working.
Okay,
When
but that's the first thing I want to cover. Even if she's not working, one of the ways they make sure that people file their tax returns is even if they have zero income, if she's the U.S. citizen spouse, she has to sign an affidavit of support, and she has to turn in her tax returns for the last 3 years. So she needs to go talk to an accountant right away and file tax returns for $0.
Okay, all right, okay,
So because they're going to get a request for evidence on that.
sure.
Now, as far as him doing all the work and her sort of sitting around and not working, I mean, I don't know. Was she depressed? Is there some physical problem? Does she have medical problems?
I'm talking to Joe. It looks like it's one of those things. Oh no, just give me some time. I'm just rallying my head about one or two things. The guy really doesn't have a problem, but he was thinking maybe he's going to have an issue with with the immigration journey, going forward. I think that is main worry for the guy.
Well, okay. That's interesting. I mean, if it's there's sort of two ways to think. There's two ways to think about it. One way to think about it is he should treat her like a queen and do whatever she wants in the hopes that the marriage lasts and he gets his green card. That's one way. I mean, the way you framed it, it sounds like immigration is his number one concern. I think that's bad. I think he should be thinking about his mental health, about being in a healthy relationship, and the green card is sort of secondary and just the way he gets to see his spouse. It sounds like they're already, do you know the word adversarial? They're already.
Yes, because
I'd be more concerned about that than who's taking out the trash or doing the dishes.
yes, I think his main challenge is, I think he said the lawyer mentioned to him that they have to file their taxes together, this which is for 2024. So, and then he explained to the lawyer that, look, this lady still, she's still not working. So how are we going to do that together? So that's how I came with that question.
It happens all the time. There's couples all the time where one person works and one person doesn't. That's not that unusual.
All right. The second question also is I-130 is pending for 4 weeks now, waiting for approval. 485 is 16 months.
This is a different case.
This is a different case, please.
Spouse case.
It's a spouse case, yes, please.
Okay.
The American the citizenship, the American immigrant, the American person has a prior marriage which benefited somebody for immigration purposes. Is that the reason why the case is long overdue?
When did the second case? When did they file it?
It's been 2 years, 3 months.
And how much time was there between when the prior spouse got a green card and the U.S. citizen married the new person?
That's about 2 years.
Yeah. So in answer to your question, yes, I think that if Joe sponsors Mary for a green card and she gets it and maybe becomes a citizen or not, and then they get divorced, and then Joe marries Alice and sort of starts it all over again, I definitely think they hold those cases up to see what's going to happen with the marriage.
But the current married now, the lady is pregnant,
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, but I mean, I think there's lots of little pieces that come up when you have a situation like that. in that, partly they might be they want to go back and say, boy, should we have given that first spouse a green card? Like lots of different things pop up on a situation like that.
So after 2 years, 3 months now, is it advisable for them to go for mandamus?
Yeah,
Or you think they should wait?
Do you know what their field office is?
I think this case is in Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland's a good place to sue. I would sue sooner rather than later.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks,
Really
gentle
appreciate
soul.
it.
See you, brother.
All right.
You got it. All right. Hey, look what I found. I don't know why this is here, but maybe I should do the rest of the show like this. What do you guys think? Should I just talk to people with my rabbit ears? Maybe when I do silly USCIS stuff, Paul and Nasir are giving me a thumbs up. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do one call. Michelle, I'm wearing my rabbit ears while I talk to you. I hope you don't think that's strange.
No, I think it's pretty cool. Thanks a lot.
Sure. How you doing?
Okay, so I married a guy. I'm American here in America. He's in Guyana. I married him in July, so it's been 6 months. I came back in August and filed my I-130 and my I-130A. And I just did it without a lawyer. I did it on my own. I submitted it. I have a case on file. I've only received a receipt. It's been like 4 months.
Sure.
They received it on September 4 or August 29th.
Okay.
My question, with all the changes that are going on, should I be concerned with getting a lawyer? I do not have one now, and I'm not sure. I'm all new to this, and I'm a little bit concerned about it all. And
Yeah,
then with all the changes, I just don't know what to expect. Can you give me some guidance?
Do you have a copy of everything that you filed?
I do.
Yeah, if I were you, I would think about hiring a lawyer because there's still a lot of work that has to be done. Like, I don't know if anybody's explained the timeline to you, but basically right now you're looking at about a year to 14 months for the I-130 to be approved. Then you have to go to this place called the National Visa Center. Then you have to go to this place to the embassy. And I like the embassy in Guyana. They're actually pretty easy to deal with.
Oh, that's good to hear.
In the scheme of things, Guyana's one that we like, right? So if I were you, I'd be thinking about, do I hire an attorney now, have them look over everything that I've submitted to make sure that it's strong and not going to get held up at USCIS, and then take it over all the way till I get to the embassy?
Okay, so that was my next question. What should be my timeline for hiring a lawyer? So you're thinking it should be now?
I think there'd be value in having somebody look over. I mean, on the one hand, you could say, well, let's just wait till it gets approved by USCIS. On the other hand, you might get some peace of mind by having us look at it and say, yeah, this is looking good, or you might want to add some stuff to the portal. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I did have I went through File Right. I don't know if you know about them,
No.
but it's a service, and they provided me a lawyer. I paid a couple $100 for him to review it, make sure that my case was strong, and that was the confidence that gave me to go ahead and file it based on that.
Yeah, I get it. Yep.
Yeah, but
whatever you're comfortable. If you need our help, we're happy to help. If you want to write it out, that's fine too.
I'm thinking about it. He had prior, one more question. He had prior visa denials, visitation, what's it called? It's visitation visa, just a travel visa. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Tourist visa, yes.
To see you, or back in the day before you knew him?
To see me. No. So he had the two, like long ago, there was one, but recently he had 2 denials to come and see me.
So here's what I usually say about those. As long as he was completely honest with them and didn't lie about anything, didn't make any misrepresentations, said if they asked, do you have a honey in the United States you want to go see? And if you do, you admit it. If you don't, you don't. As long as he's honest, they don't usually hold prior visa denials against you. Okay, well, that's good, because the second one was he had the appointment. They gave him the appointment before we got married, but we got married before the appointment. So by the time he went in for the appointment, he was married, but he had asked for the appointment as a single man. So they denied him like right away. Yeah, because they thought he was just trying to jump the line and was
Right.
going to file for adjustment. Yeah.
Right, right. So I didn't see anywhere on I-130 that had to be disclosed. So
Next stage.
say that again.
When you get to the National Visa Center, that's when you'll disclose prior visa denials.
Okay. And would I be called here in America? Would I still be called into the embassy to have an interview, or will the interview only be on his end?
Just him.
Just him. Okay. You answered all my questions.
You don't want to go to the interview because only bad things happen if the U.S. citizen goes to the interview.
I do not want to go. You are so right. That really, everyone was telling me that I had to go in for an interview.
No,
And
they won't let you in. And if they're letting you in, that's bad.
okay. Okay.
Thanks, Michelle.
Well, I wasn't thinking about going in with him. I mean, that was an initial thought, travel down there and go with him, but that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about what they call, like, if they're going to interview him, how would they know that his answers are correct or not if they don't interview me to find out what I'm going to say, is what my thought was.
Yeah. So that's getting more towards like a Stokes interview, which is when they're trying to like play gotcha questions, like on the Newlywed Game, like what color's the bathroom tile, and that.
Yeah.
They don't do that on embassy cases very often. Embassy case interviews are usually much quicker, and I'd say 95% of the time they've decided before your husband sits down on whether or not they're giving him the visa.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good. So you outlined like a year and 14 months, and then a couple more steps that would take another couple of years. So what are you saying?
No, I'm saying 2 years right now. We'll see.
2 years.
Does. Yeah.
Okay. I think you've answered everything. I'll probably be calling your office. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
What a nice lady. And she had all our questions organized, which you know that we like that. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and soon to come, a fourth city. One of our goals for the year, which is probably going to happen in the next 6 months, is opening an office somewhere north of St. Louis. And I'll give you a hint, Jay Cruz, it is not North Dakota. It is not. It's too damn cold in North Dakota. But we're going to open at least one more office this year. Chicago. Oh, I just said it. Damn it. Damn it, Jim. I spilled the beans. Yeah, we're going to try to open an office in Chicago sometime in the next couple months. So stay tuned for that. We love having you guys on the show. If you want to, Alejandra's laughing. Of course she is. We got a 1-star review on Yelp today. I haven't looked at it yet. No, not Milwaukee. Sorry, Yassine. We got a 1-star review on Yelp today. I don't know what that's all about. Somebody's mad. I think they're mad at me or some bullshit. So if you want to leave us a review on the Google, if you go to reviewhackinglaw.com, we'd appreciate it. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, we have the Immigrant Home Facebook group. There's like 14,000 people in there talking about the immigration process. Obviously, we have our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that. I made a TikTok today with my iPad because I still don't have, Aubrey, but then we changed it to Michigan and then we changed it back to Chicago. So I can't remember what in the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, text the word show, SHOW, if you want to get in the if you want to get in the waiting room sooner rather than later. If you text the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300, we would love to. We'll put you on the text line, and you'll get a text from Hina explaining when I'm going live next, which is good when I do pop-up shows on the weekend. And like I said, immigration hacking for TikTok. All right, let's go to Abdul. Hello, Abdul. Abdul, are you there? Hello, Abdul. All right. Let's go to, oh, wait a minute. Abdul, are you there? Oh, no camera, bro. I can't hear you, though. Can you guys hear Abdul? Sometimes I haven't been hearing people, and you guys have. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him. All right. We'll come back. Let's go to help. Please. No, help please is gone. Kelly is here. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Quick question. If you have a pending marriage case You have your I-130, I-485 on, and you have your work permit, and you encounter ICE, will they still detain you?
So the question is this someone who was out of status before they filed for adjustment?
Yes.
So we got someone with like a long history of being out of status, then they marry a U.S. citizen, and that U.S. citizen files an I-130 and a 485 for them, and they have their work card.
Yes.
So I would travel and move around with my I-130 receipt notice, my 485 receipt notice, and I think if you encounter ICE, that should be enough to satisfy them. They could still bring you in because you're out of status, and right now we're going to do whatever we want because we can mode of things. So technically, yes, that could happen. It didn't happen last time under Trump. I don't know that it'll happen this time. But if they did that, it'd be sort of silly because you could get out of removal. But I think the chances of you getting in trouble with that are very small.
Okay. Thank you for that. And another question. Is it safe to travel domestically?
I would, at least for the next 6 months, do everything I can to not interact with law enforcement. So if I had a busted taillight, I would fix my taillight. If I had tinted windows on my car, I would get rid of the tint on my car. If I can avoid getting on a plane, I would avoid getting on a plane. Just because we don't know what's going to happen. And we're already getting lots of stories of, I have a friend who does criminal defense work in New York, and ICE was at court looking for people that were undocumented. So I just think laying low for a while we figure things out, or maybe at least until you get your green card, would be a good idea.
Oh, okay. It's just that because I have to be in Miami because my son is sick.
Yeah.
So,
So, eyes wide open, bring your paperwork, and off you go.
okay then. Thank you so much, Jim.
Okay. Bye, Kelly. See ya. All right. Let's go to Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I have a very quick question for you. So I petitioned for my sister like 17-ish years ago, and her priority date to file for the DS-260 is coming up. And as of yesterday, the COVID vaccine is no longer required to adjust your status. And I was wondering, does this also apply to consular processing?
I would think so.
Okay.
I don't know if that's legal for them to revoke it by fiat. I think they have to go through some notice and comment, but yeah, I think it wouldn't apply to the embassy either.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye, Paul. All right. Montana Soldier. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Pretty good. So my question is, my girlfriend, soon to be fiance, is here under the Biden program where she's allowed to be here for 2 years. She has a sponsor and can work and do all that.
What country is she from?
Nicaragua.
Okay.
And so our concern is by the time we get married and then file for a green card, she'll only have maybe 6 to 10 months left in her stay. So we're sure she's probably not going to get the green card by then. So she's worried about, how do I continue to work and stuff like that? Is she going to be eligible to continue working after her 2 years expires, but she's waiting on her green card, or how does that all work exactly?
How long have you been together?
5 months.
Okay. And when do you think you'll get married?
I'm going to propose sometime in the next 2 months. And then, so probably in the next 4 months or so. She's already been here, I think 11 months.
Mm-hmm. So then you're at about 1.5 years over 2 years.
Yeah.
So when the time comes, I mean, okay. So, whenever I talk to people who are young and of a marrying age, and they could do spouses here, but this is for overseas people too. Maybe a fiance case, maybe a spouse case, maybe getting married and doing it here or doing it through consular processing. So there's always these competing interests, right? So some people want to be together as much as possible. Some people want to get work authorization as fast as possible. Some people want to make sure that they can keep working after the work authorization that they have through the other program. I say all that because you guys are going to have to make some decisions, right?
Okay.
So I'll lay out for you what when you get married, you can file an I-130 petition for her, and she can file for adjustment of status. She can also file for a temporary work card. Right now, those are taking anywhere between 2 and 8 months.
Okay.
Right, 2 and 8 months. So
now the adjustment of status is different from the green card, right?
no, that's the same thing. At the
Oh,
end
okay.
of adjustment of status, so she's adjusting her status from a Nicaraguan parolee to
Right.
that of a lawful permanent resident as the spouse of a U.S. citizen, and what she'll receive at the end of that process is a green card, right? It's a green card. It says permanent resident. So no, that's adjustment and permanent residence and green card. Those are all the same thing.
Okay. The work permit is the 2 to 8 months.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, some people are getting their green cards in 3-4 months. So anything's possible. But what I'm saying is I bring all this up because if, other than wanting to be with you and to be your spouse, if being able to work from the end of the Nicaraguan parole and not have a gap between that and whenever she gets her green card, then you guys probably don't want to wait 2 months to get engaged and 4 months to get married, because that's going to impact her ability to work without interruption.
Right, because you're saying that until that work permit gets approved, she and her 2-year status ends, whatever that difference is, she won't be able to work in between that. That's what you're saying.
That's right. So let's put it this way. When does her 2 years run out? Roughly.
Let's see. So roughly, I mean, she has a year and 2 months left. So I think March of 26.
Okay, so you said you were going to get married in 4 months. So
Yeah.
So we'll say that's May. So you apply in May. She gets fingerprinted. They do background check. You know, she'll probably have her work card by the end of the year or January. So probably before her 2 years are up. So she should be okay.
Okay. And does she have to do the fingerprinting and all that, even though she had to do that before she came here?
Most likely, because USCIS hasn't fingerprinted her.
Okay. I understand. And then my other question, Jim, was she has 2 daughters that she's going to be applying for green card status for as well, that whenever they get that, they'll come here. But is there any way for them to come here sooner? Because she'll obviously already been away from them for 2 years, you know, whenever her thing ends.
I would say they don't have visas at the present time.
No.
I would say there's no way in hell they're going to give her a visit visa if she came through that program and didn't leave or is trying to get a green card based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. I think the chances of them getting a visit visa are extremely low.
Okay. And it's not a good look to get them a visit visa before she applies for a green card and then apply for the green card for them while she's here.
Either way, I don't think. Number one question, where is your mom? My mom is in the United States. Oh, you're just going to unify with your mom. We're not giving you the visit visa. Once they know where she is, nothing's happening.
That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure. So she wanted me to ask since she's like,
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. That's it, Jim. I really appreciate it.
See you, bud.
Thank you.
All right. AD, if you turn off your camera, you're up next. Hello, AD.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Hey, I have a question. So I've, I have a friend who been married with this husband for about 4 years. He entered the country legally with a visitor visa. And they just apply for, well, the application has been pending for about 1.5 years. Since my friend was in removal proceedings that were terminated, and so USCIS could adjudicate the case.
Sure.
However, it's been 4 years, and the relationship kind of like has worn out, and it's in good shape. That they both have a good relationship with each other. So they just decided that they might just be, they don't want to lie to USCIS or anything, or pretend that they still love each other.
Yeah.
So they just want to do it the right way. So he's always been traveling in and out of the United States. So he just wants to have the available option to have a visitor visa if he withdraws the application.
He's already demonstrated immigrant intent. They're not going to give him a visit visa.
So at this point, he would just be barred for
Well, I mean,
if he withdrawals.
First of all, if he was in removal court, he shouldn't be leaving and coming back. That's crazy.
No, like since the removal, he hasn't go back to his country.
Okay. So just real quick, hold on, AD. Hey, everybody in the comments, there's no complaining about the studio being full. Nobody got kicked out of the studio. The studio's full. This is free. We don't complain in the comments about the studio being full. That's just how it is. There's 405 people watching the show. And there's a lot more people that watch at night and that try to answer questions at night. So I'm sorry the studio is still full, but this is a no bitching zone. Sorry, AD. All right. So when the 45 was filed, was it filed with USCIS or with the immigration court?
With the immigration court.
And how long ago did the EOIR terminate proceedings?
July 2024. So 7 months.
And the I-130 has been approved?
It has.
Well, why not before making lots of changes, why not sue USCIS to try to get the green card approved?
We actually just got a request for evidence, and that's when we started discussing the matter.
What did they ask for in the RFE?
They just asked for the complete application as it was submitted during the removal proceedings. The 485.
Yeah. Because like sometimes the transfer from EOIR to USCIS doesn't help or doesn't happen.
That's what I assume, because when my friend asked for the for a request for the full A file, it was not included there. So I assume it was lost or something.
Does your friend not have a copy of what was submitted with the court?
He has it now. So yes.
Okay. So has that been provided to USCIS?
They haven't responded to the RFE because they just want to know how to proceed.
So now at least we know that USCIS actually has the 45, so that's good. Sometimes the biggest hurdle in a scenario like this is to actually get EOIR to send the green card, and of course here they send it half-assed to USCIS, right? Mm-hmm. So if I were these people's lawyers, I would send them the RFE response. I'd probably update the 45 and I tell them, look, you chumps, these guys have been waiting. These guys have been waiting 2 years for the green card. Hurry it up, or we're going to sue you.
Okay. So just without going into a lot of details, just respond to the RFE and wait if they go for an interview or something, and then go from there.
Yeah, and green cards are still being approved without interviews.
Okay.
So unless someone says, I'm filing for divorce, I don't ever help you again, I'm out of this case.
We're in great, we have a great relationship. Just there's, the love's worn out. We're married for 4 years, and I guess the removal proceeding was kind of hard on both.
Yeah. Might try counseling a little bit, see what we can keep going, and then go from there. But good luck, AD. Thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jim.
Peace. All right. MS in the house. Hello.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for making my call.
Sure.
I have a couple of questions. 8 months ago, we started file I and my wife the um, change of status case, the I-130 and the I-45. And so far, we are almost on the halfway. The case was shown online. Step 2 of 2 for the I-130, the case decisions. But right now, because of my work purposes, I'm working in a different state, and my wife is working in a different state. But we've been visiting each other every month, often. But because my job, I'm gonna be permanent, so we decide to stay in one state together. So we're gonna move for the state that we file to another state. So my question is that's gonna be affecting my case?
So we have a U.S. citizen who married someone from overseas.
No, it's on the country here.
Right. But there's somebody here who needs a green card, right?
Yeah, both of us were here.
I understand. Are you the beneficiary or are you the U.S. citizen?
I'm the beneficiary.
Were you when did you come to the United States?
Almost 1.5 years.
What kind of a visa?
It was tourist visa.
And when did you get married?
Um, it's like 9 months ago.
So what, you were out of status at the time that you got married?
No, it was exactly in like almost to finish my status, like 6 months on time.
The person that you married, did you know them before you came to the United States?
No, we met here.
So this is somebody that you met after you arrived in the United States, you met someone and you got married within 6 months.
That's correct.
And what country are you from?
Egypt.
I thought maybe, but I didn't want to guess. So, they're going to hold that against you, right? Getting married right at the end of your visit visa, they're not going to like that. So they're going to be suspicious about that when you get married sort of at the end of your status. They question whether the marriage is real or for an immigration benefit. Is there an age gap?
Oh no, we're exactly the same age.
Is she of Egyptian descent?
No.
Okay. And so if I were to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how much marriage evidence did you submit, with 1 being very little and 10 being a lot?
I'm saying a lot.
A lot? Like what?
Family photos with her families and
Family
friends.
photos don't mean shit. That's like the lowest level of evidence. I'm talking about leases. I'm talking about joint bank accounts. I'm talking about spending money together. I'm talking about joint financial responsibility. Pictures are as worthless as you can make them with AI.
Got it. We shared the taxes between me and her. We made, and we
So that's
shared like
that's 1 year.
yeah. We share no, it was like the time frame before we get married. How the relationship start from day one. It's like screenshots, chat, and also finance money exchange because well that time I was not eligible to be in lace because I don't have a social to be in join lace. We couldn't add lace, so we add as much as we can evidence to show them it's real together.
Well, so were either of you married before?
No,
And what was the purpose of your visit to the United States?
that was my third visit. It was like in tourist purposes.
But okay, so what did you do after you arrived?
Well, I was visiting like maybe 6 different states for like shooting photography, like video stuff.
How did you meet this person?
We meet online,
On what? Like a
like
website?
in dating. Yeah.
Okay. Um, how long after you arrived in the United States did you meet on the online website?
Um, that was with I signed to that even before I came here, like a long time ago. But
That's
we
good.
met like a three months after when I came here. But yeah, to my account was like a long time ago before even I came here.
And were you talking to her before you entered on this visit?
That's correct. Yeah.
So when I asked you, did you know this person before you came to the United States? The answer you gave me wasn't exactly true.
Oh no, like a messages, yes, but in person, no.
Brother, if you answer that shit like that at USAS, they will fucking crucify you. Do you understand that?
Mhm.
I asked you, my question was, did you know this person before you entered the United States? And you said no.
Like we never meet. Well, I mean, like never meet in person. Yeah, I mean, when the messages, yes.
Do you understand my point?
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so they will crucify you if you try to be too cute like that. Okay?
Mhm.
All right. So you get married at the end of your 6 months, and how long has your I-130 and 45 been on file?
It's gonna be April. This coming April is gonna be closing year because I filed last April before they change fee.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And so um when you filed, were you living together?
That's correct. Yeah, we live together. We move on in her address here together.
You moved into her apartment.
That's correct.
Okay. And when did you get this job? I guess after you got your work authorization?
That's correct. Yeah, like 3 months after my filing, I get my work authorization, and then my socials. I start applying for a job. Then I get a good job out of the state in
What's the job?
like technical support with like an EI company.
And that's a job that you can't do remotely?
No, it has to be in like an actual office.
Okay. And what does she do for a living?
She's a teacher,
What kind of teacher? Like a school
like a
teacher?
kid, like the guardian teachers, they for the kids.
Like a grade school teacher, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Why can't she do that where you live?
That's a great question. So when I started working my job, it was like a seasonal, like a 6 months. And then right now I becoming permanent in my job. So we decide now we're gonna be together. So right now I'm looking for a laces in my area, and we agree that we're gonna stay together and avoid travel back and forth. But it was like the decisions is making us afraid if we're gonna be like start all the way over when we change the state, the
That's the least.
paperwork.
That's the least of your concerns, brother. You want your case to take a long time because you don't have much evidence, and you've lived apart more than you've lived together.
I would see like it was almost 6 months. Yeah, we traveled. She came over like weeks, and I go the same week as well for my vacation time, like every month.
Have you watched this show for long?
Yeah, I always do. Yeah,
So you know my wife is from Egypt, right?
yeah. You mentioned that a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, and I became Muslim 30 years ago. Most of my clients are from the Middle East and are Muslim. I think you got a tough case, brother. I think they're going to come at you hard, and I think if you answer the questions the way that you've been answering them now, they're going to crucify you. They're going to come after you hard, and they're not going to like this case.
I got it. So, but let's say if we move and the case is gonna move to another states, how long
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a change? That is like another year.
Why do you care?
Because I want to travel. I and her, we want to travel to see my family back home together.
I don't know, man. I don't like the way you're answering my questions. I don't like this case. I think they think you came here to the United States, you were about out of status, you looked for a wife so that you could get a work card. As soon as you got your work card, you moved out on your wife, and you both have jobs that could probably be done in one city. And I think the way you were pausing, and it's almost like you're trying to outsmart me when I'm asking you sort of basic questions. And if you get an experienced officer, they are not going to like that.
Mm.
So I sort of feel like you need a lawyer, and you actually, MS, I know the exact lawyer that you need. The exact lawyer that you need, and it's not me, it's my wife. My wife, if you want to get ready for, I think you're very far from being ready. I think this case is very far from being ready. If you want to be ready and your spouse wants to be ready, what you need is for my wife to do to you in private what I've been doing here on the show, which is beat the crap out of you over and over so that you learn the right ways to talk about your case. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, as far as I
I
know,
totally.
she's the best I've ever seen at really cutting through this stuff. Like, if I show her this, and I will, if I show her this, she's going to say, man, like what she would do is she would scare the crap out of you. She would scare the crap out of your spouse so that it's almost like when someone joins the Marine Corps, they have to break them down and build them back up. That's what you need. You're being a little too clever by one. And if you don't get help, they're gonna come at you with knives out.
So if I want to connect with your office, well, should I send an email
Yeah.
or should we
Email
start?
say, this is MS. I was just on the show with Jim on Thursday night, one of the last callers, and they will connect you. I'll tell them that you just tell them I was just on with Jim. He told me to email, send all your contact information, and we'll go from there.
I got it. Yeah, I will do that right away.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, John.
Bye, MS. Some fool is saying MAGA shit in here. Let's kick him out right now. We don't put up with racist Nazism on this show, that's for sure. He's out. He's out, Rich. All right. That was a long call. Let's do one more. And I'm gonna go to Casey because Casey has a nice heart as an emoji. Hello, Casey.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for picking up my call. So I actually filed an I-360 concurrently with I-485, and that was done in 2017. I actually filed that in 2017. My I-360 was approved. That was in 2019. Into 2020. So shortly after it was approved, COVID hit, so everywhere shut down.
Sure.
But yeah, but last year, 2024, that was in May, I got an RFE to submit my medical. So which I did. I sent that out almost immediately. I got it after the result came out, and I put everything together and I sent it out. But till date, I haven't heard from USCIS. Do you know any reason why my case has been delayed for so long?
A lot of those are taking a long time. I think you're very close. I would say if you don't have a decision in the next 4 or 5 months, call me back and we'll sue them. I think it's a little early, but these cases just take a really long time.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Casey. See ya. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. I'll be back tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Be back on Monday. What time on Monday? Let's see. I might do a show over the weekend. Text the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300. Monday show's at noon Central. I hope you all have a great night. If you need us, give us a call, 314-961-8200. Otherwise, ain't got no time for MAGA. We're all about big ups to all the yardies in here. Down MAGA, ups with the yardies. Down with MAGA, up with the yardies. That's what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Donna, I miss you. See you soon. Thanks, Dammy. Bye, everybody. Good to see you all.
great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Right now,